Hi besties, welcome back once again. So guys, we started this video in previous one and we're going to continue here. We are talking about the mistakes most mothers have made that they wouldn't want their children to make as well, and they wrote down all these things, and I just want to bring it to your notice to also learn from those things and don't allow your child to pass through that same thing, or avoid it at all means so that you won't also make that same mistake if it is something that you've not done till now. So I'm just going to mention some of this. It was in a group, a women group that is being created for women. So they were asked some of the mistakes they have made in life that they wouldn't want their child to make, and these women started mentioning some of these things. So you're definitely going to learn a lot from this video. So we stopped somewhere last time, so we are going to continue from there today. So we are going to look at the next message that was dropped by a woman. She said, one tangible mistake I dey regret until now is that I took feed fine medicine to be fat, but it caused me fibroid. This feed fine should be a kind of drugs that they take to get fat and all that. And this thing I heard, with the stories I heard it is even cancerous, that some people develop cancer from this, and I know I've heard a lot of negative side effects from these drugs, and people are still taking it. People like us, we are trying to get down, cut down on our weight, and some people are taking medicine to fat up. This life no balance indeed. No balance. If you dey up, you won't come down. If you dey down, you won't climb up. Such is life. So she said that the mistake she made was taking this feed fine, and she ended up having fibroid. So that's danger. And I'm warning you, please, let it be a warning or an advice. Let me put it that way. Let it be an advice to you. Please avoid feed fine or anything about drugs that will make you fat or whatever. Their side effects is overwhelming, so please avoid it. That's something you need to learn from. At least you've heard from someone the effects that she is experiencing, so please don't go and invite fibroid when it has not come yet. So the next is, she said, go to university to study anyhow course. If not professional course, go and start trading, especially my male children. She said that she will never try to read anyhow course in school, and a lot of people make this mistake as well. You may apply for a particular course and they ended up giving you a different course, maybe because your custom bank is not up to that particular department and all that, and you decide to just do whatever they give you. It's not right. So seriously, I won't even advise anybody to do that. It's better you wait. Next day you try again, even if it will take you 3 years. You get what you want, get the course you want, you'll be satisfied with it, than you just grabbing whatever is being given to you, and after everything you can't use it and get a good job. You can't use it. Yes, I understand that in Nigeria today, in our country, a lot of people are, in fact, people that the red agriculture, some of them are in banks. That's how funny the system is, but you may not be that lucky. So that's it. So she's saying she will not just allow her children to do any course that is being given to them in school. So she will make sure that they get the right course they need to read. So the second thing she wrote here is that my female children will never marry any man that still lives with any of his siblings if she really wants to enjoy her marriage. Yeah, with this one, I don't also support it. Living with your husband's family people is one of the worst things that can, that you would do. Yes, because it always has side effects. Me, I experienced that as well. I experienced such a thing. In fact, one of my husband's nieces nearly brought big problem between I and my husband's sister, because somebody, my position, I'm a pastor's wife. Yeah, someone came to me and reported a matter to me concerning my husband's sister, who is also a church member, and my husband's niece was there when this woman was narrating the whole thing. She carried the whole thing and go and tell my sister-in-law that this person brought her matter to me, the fact that she was gossiping her to me. So it was that, in fact, it was a serious issue that I didn't take lightly, and I told her it simply means that you are not worth staying in my house, because I'm a pastor's wife. A lot of people bring some how many issues to me. So you can't be here listening to people's complaints and carry it to the person that they are talking about. No, things are not done that way. So because of that, I told her, please just pack your things and leave. So sometimes they bring issues between you and your husband's people, especially if you're living with any of their nieces or any of your husband's nieces, nephews, or whatever, or even a brother or sister. Is most times it brings a lot of issues. So please avoid it. I know my experience, and I wouldn't want you to make that same mistake. So just like this woman said it, I've also experienced it. So it's not nice. I'm not telling you should be wicked to them, no, but there are some things you just have to avoid so that you will not start regretting it later. So avoid living with your husband's people. Yeah, avoid it. It's not good. It's most times it brings a lot of sea feelings, it brings a lot of problem and all that. So you should try and avoid that. So the next thing she wrote is that love yourself more than you love anyone. Yes, love yourself. Have that self-love for yourself. Love yourself. So it's not selfishness. No, consider yourself before any other person, because things they happen. Oh, make I not go deep. A lot of women have said a lot of things that you'll be like, wow. Except you are lucky to have maybe a good husband who is so caring, who is there. Some of us who are lucky to have one. But please, if you don't have a caring husband, is someone who will always think about himself, you too think about yourself. Don't just focus on the man and forget about yourself. So please have that self-love. Love yourself. Carry yourself like an angel, a queen you are. Yeah, I support that. So the next person wrote distance marriage. She said she does not like distance marriage. We'll talk about this before. Now the second one she wrote, getting married without going to school or learning a skill. That's very wrong. Yeah, don't ever go to or get married without having at least your at least having an education, or having a skill, a business, or whatever. No, just make sure that you have one. Even if you don't have a skill, make sure that you have gone to school, that you can actually use your certificates and look for a job. Don't just jump into marriage without having anything tangible to show that you have achieved in your life. No, you need to go to school. You need to learn a skill. Anyone you want, please go for it before you talk about settling down in marriage. So the next thing she wrote um early marriage. Early marriage, I will not say much about this. It depends. There are people who early marriage have helped. There are people who are regretting it as well. Me, I married at the age of 24. A lot of people say it was too early for me to marry, but thank God I'm not regretting it. I even thank God I did, because now I'm just, my children are just growing with me. You understand? If you see my first daughter, you think that she's my younger sister. That is how it is. That's the beauty of getting married early. So it depends. Me, I don't see it as a bad thing for you to get married early. So it depends on what works for you. So I'm not going to talk so much about it. So the next thing she wrote is getting married into a polygamous home. Yeah, polygamous home is also another trouble on its own. A lot of fights, in fact, you start fighting from the first day you enter into that marriage. You just see yourself fighting from one co-wife to the other, as in one co-wife against the other. So it's a lot of war. I wouldn't even advise anybody to go into a polygamous home. It's not, it's not safe at all. Let me not go in details, but I don't like it as well. So the next person wrote, I would never allow my child to tamper with their date of birth or any official documents. As simple as this sounds, is showing me shaggy currently, and I'm now finding ways to correct mistakes I've made. I don't know where you do that, except the fault is not from you. If it is a mistake, that's a different thing, but you need to be, sure of their data before you write down anything. You need to be careful with those things. If not, like my daughter, I noticed that my daughter, in her JS2, she started writing her Igbo name. Before, when the registration was done, it was just only my husband's name, the grandfather's name, and then her own name that were used. And I noticed that she removed their father's name and then added her own Igbo name. My husband is from Akwa Ibom, but I gave her both Akwa Ibom name and Igbo name, and she really loved the Igbo name. So she now used the Igbo name in place of one of their names. And I told her, no, don't do that. as she's writing work now, told her don't even put that Igbo name at all, remove it, because it has never been there from your primary school. It's not in your certificate, so why will you start up with that all of a sudden? So I corrected it immediately because I saw it in her script, in her exam script. I told her no, don't use this name, so that it won't bring confusion in your data or in your certificate. So she stopped it. So it's something that you need to be very careful. Look at their script, look at their books, check all those things to know, so that you can make corrections when it is early, so that you will not start regretting it later. So the next thing a mother wrote was marrying early. I've thought about that. Not being independent before marriage. Not being independent before marriage is also necessary for a lady to start up something. Just like I said, make sure you have acquired education. If you can get a job, get a job. Then start talking about marriage, or you learn a skill, start up something, no matter small how small it is, before you to start talking about marriage. It's very, very necessary. The next one she wrote is marrying an only son and living with your in-laws. Marrying an only son is, it has so many responsibilities, so many pressure will be mounted on you. Yeah, like having children, having more children, more children, more children, so that you can replace all the ones that have not been there. So also marrying in a family, living with your in-laws. I've thought about this. I'm not also comfortable with it. I don't like it. Living with your mother-in-law or father-in-law or sisters-in-law, brothers-in-law, it's not always, it doesn't really, most times it doesn't end well. So avoid it. Especially living in the family house, go wahala. So the next woman wrote, never marry a divorce living abroad. He must still be in love with his ex, because she is the one that kicked him out. Never marry someone that is not exposed and he or she is not ready to change their mindset. Don't trust. Okay, marrying a divorced man who stays abroad, he might still be in love with his ex-wife. It's possible. So you need to prepare your heart if you are marrying such a man, in case if anything happens, you take it in good faith. So it's advice she's giving out. I believe that she has passed through some things for her to bring this up. So learn from it. Don't marry a man that is divorced and stays abroad. He must still be communicating with his ex-wife. Anything can still happen. You know, a lot of men also say that that's why they avoid baby mamas. They will tell you that after training the girl, after training the lady's child, that the ex-husband or the mother of the father of the child will come back and come and claim the child and all that. After they must have wasted all their money or spent all their money on the child, the man will come from nowhere and come and claim his child. So they avoid baby mama. So this woman is also saying the same thing. Avoid divorced men as well. There is always issues with most of them. After you get married to them, they may still be communicating with their ex-wife. So you've heard from her. So, and she said something again. Let me read it again. Never marry someone that is not exposed, or he or she is not ready to change his mindset. Someone that is not exposed. Yeah, when you are not exposed, you are bound to, do some certain things that on a normal day someone that is learned will not do that. So just like I said, some of these things are things that you need to prepare your mind before you go into it. Anything can happen. This person is not learned, he's not a graduate, he didn't go to school, so he can do some naughty things, he can do some nasty things. So if you're getting married to such a man, you just have to prepare your heart as well. So these are some of the things. There were a lot of it, but don't just want to make the video too long. So guys, I hope you have learned a lot. Even me, as I was reading some of these things, I really learned a lot from it, and I believe that you too, you have learned a lot from all these things I've read out. So guys, I'll be stopping here for now. Please do remember to subscribe to my channel, like, comment and share this video, and I'll be seeing you guys very soon. Bye for now.